Let me set the scene. I was minding my business, playing some Mario Kart, eating some Cheerios, and I was like, wow, these are two things I really like. Also, I haven't uploaded in a while, so I needed something to upload. So I thought to myself, what are some other things that I like? And I came up with a list of my top 10 things. Obviously, it's not like the top 10, but these are 10 of the things that I believe are irrefutable things that everyone should like.
So, without further ado,
Number 10.
At the top of my list, this is something I know everyone has seen at least once before. There was this one TikTok I've seen where this one driver was hitting other cars, running them off the road for no apparent reason, and the one recording just starts yelling, "Yeah, that's the law," when the undercover unmarked police car shows up and busts the guy. I can't find the video, but that's the gist of it. Just that feeling is so satisfying when you see someone doing something so annoying and frustrating that affects everyone around them, and then just seeing the I wish I could see the look on their face when they see the lights start flashing. So it only works if it's an undercover cop. If it's like a marked car, that is not the same. But if it's an undercover cop, yeah, you know I'm watching.
Number 9.
Now this one's a little bit of a weird entry, but on my trip to Montreal, check out that video by the way, there was this one hill, the main hill in Montreal, I believe, and the view from the hotel was just pathway up a hill, buildings on each side, a skinny road, and trees at the top. I don't know what it is about it, but there's something interesting about that. And I did walk up the hill and I do not regret it. It was very fun, but I realized I had a newfound love for hills with trees at the top, especially if it's a skinny pathway that goes up the hill. Let me see if I have a picture of it. If so, I'll post it up here. If not, I'll just post a picture of myself.
On to the 8th.
I love me some diesel devouring engines. But what's even better is what they're used for, what they can do, what can they accomplish, how can they maneuver specifically. When I see a car, a bike, not a bike, a motorcycle, a go-kart, a race car, whatever it is, four wheels, runs on gas. When I see one of those things complete a difficult maneuver, it's there's no words that can describe the feeling that you get when you watch it, much less when you do it yourself. I remember one time I performed the parallel park and it took 8 minutes to complete, but at the end of it, there was only like half an inch of space on each side. I'm not sure how I did it. I don't know how I got out, but it made me very proud. And it's even better when you see big cars doing it, which coincides with the next entry.
Number 7.
I used to hate pickup trucks and minivans. I thought they were too big. I thought they didn't belong on the road. I thought they were just a waste of space, a stain on the earth. They made the whole road look ugly. I changed my mind now. My eyes were opened. Show me a semi truck, a tank truck, an 18-wheeler, a garbage truck, a dump truck, even a minivan now, and I'll appreciate it for the greatness that it is. This started when I saw the way people were customizing them, putting like a rocket at the back of a semi truck, slamming them on the ground, the way they started the air suspension trend that followed into cars, which I do still love by the way. Even coach buses, any of those big road vehicles. I just love to see them. They're scary to drive beside though, don't get me wrong. But just looking at them, observing them, the skill it takes to drive them, is something everyone needs to learn how to appreciate.
Number 6.
Switching gears now here, pun intended. I also enjoy a nice massage. I know a lot of people that say they have never had one, like a professionally done one, and I would highly recommend for everyone to at least try it once. Especially deep tissue, they offer different types. That's just a quick entry, just a quick thing. It's not too high on the list, but it's high enough that I believe everyone should at least try. I know everything under this, I know some people might not agree. I still think they're wrong, but this is one thing I don't think anyone's gonna disagree about. I've never heard someone say they don't like a good massage. Like it's unheard of.
Time for 5.
Now, just barely cracking the top 5. This is something that might not be on my list in the future once I actually get to go to one. But as of right now, I think castles are just, as a concept, some of the coolest things ever. Like learning in social class about where they had some of like the meetings during like very important times in recent history, and seeing some pictures of it, and all the like the ancient castles that they've built using who knows what technology, who knows how, who knows why they would like need such minute details on some structures. I think they're very cool. I want to at least visit one day, the different types of castles in different areas of the world. But later on, it's probably not even going to break my top 10. But for now, I think at 5 is it's fairly generous, but it's all right. It's all right. I want to see a castle one day. That's about it.
Number 4.
Ever since I was young, I've always liked castles, and I've always liked tunnels. Tunnels that went under castles. But something that's even better than a tunnel, maybe, is an underpass. It's so short that you're not gonna get scared if you're a little kid. I'm not a little kid, obviously. I wouldn't get scared nowadays. But also, it looks cool. I like the look of underpasses on the road. Something about like just the way, especially if it crosses like a not a straight path, like if it goes curved through the path that's on top of it, it just looks cool. I think it's a very cool innovation of how people have constructed roads for people to drive on. Some of the smartest architectures are probably behind it. Yeah, underpasses.
Number 3.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. The only reason why the last entry was underpasses was so that it would be under bridges, because underpasses go under bridges, and bridges is this one, number 3. And I thought it'd be kind of funny. I thought it'd be kind of cool. I mean, I do still like underpasses, but just not as much as I made it out to seem. But yeah, I actually do like bridges. Bridges are cool. I wonder how they construct the ones that come out of the water. How do they make the pillars in the water? Where do they find the base for it? How do they even like start building underwater? Do they just use machines? What about the old ones that were there before machines? Also, that really long bridge that they've been building for many years in One Piece to heal a wolf, that one's also cool. I don't even know if that's what it's actually called. But yeah, bridges are pretty cool. I like walking over them.
Number 2.
This one's a little vague, but that's on purpose. I couldn't really like pinpoint a specific spot, but just exploring new areas that I've never been to before. This started as a child, and once again, I would ride my bike in my community, seeing if I could find any new places, any new pathways. And since then, the same concept has just been extrapolated to the real world, where I can go see different like parts of a city, different cities, even I guess to a certain extent, and just traveling within my general area even. But on a larger scale, I would like to like see more places around. Traveling on a basketball team helped with that, where I could see different parts. Going on the bus helps with that, where you can just see different places where you would not normally see, going for a train ride for fun, anything like that, just to find new places, explore more. Exploring's fun. I don't know who does not like exploring, but if you don't like exploring, check my first video.
Number one.
Now I know I said I love some gas guzzling machines, some diesel devouring engines, but I think some coal crushing locomotives is where it's at. Some electric. This is the only vehicle that I like electric. Aside from that Humvee, that new Hummer that came out was kind of sick too. But aside from that, the only thing I'll accept that's electric would be a train, like LRTs. But metro systems are sick too. I love how some countries have magnetic trains. That's really cool to think about. I like watching videos about top 10 scariest train rides, the ones that go like just around the corner of a mountain. It's like, how did they even build the tracks up there? But that's just like the least of it. There's also where everyone started off, Chuggington, Thomas the Tank Engine. I used to have a steamer for my room that was Thomas the Tank Engine themed. I used to watch Chuggington all the time. I remember Percy. I think he was number 6. I remember Gordon. I remember all those guys from Thomas. I think I mixed up their numbers, but whatever, you get the idea. Trains were like the original modes of transportation. There's those nice trains that the government people used to take, the bulletproof ones, the ones that took them across the country, the ones they were all like souped up, like first class plane level of fanciness in a train. Then you just sit down, you relax, drink your coffee, and look out the window as the train goes through some nice terrain, some beautiful scenery, all that. There's no other mode of transportation as convenient, even though it's a little slow, but the scenery makes up for that. And as relaxing as a train. There's some trains that you can sleep, they have beds in them. There's trains in Japan that look like it's coming out of the ceiling. I don't know how to explain it, so I'll just get like a little clip of it if I can, and I'll insert it right here. Anyways, there's so many different types of trains out there. There's the trains that have multiple floors. It'll have different, basically set up like a plane where they're gonna have like the first class, the middle class, and whatever's after that.
Let's not forget.
Trains with the steam coming out the front. They make for great pictures, they make for great themes in movies. Trains are like the settings of the best escape rooms, the best mystery shows. Like, they're all set in nice trains. And that's how everything started off too. People weren't driving cars back in the day. People were taking the train. Now, I take the train for fun. I know a lot of people hate public transportation nowadays, and to be fair, North American public transportation is not optimized. A lot of cities were built with cars in mind, which I do not mind, but I just don't like the traffic. It exponentially grew over the years, but whatever. I want to take the London Underground. I've seen some maps of it, and it just looks very intimidating, but I want to conquer it one day. I don't know how else I can. I know a lot of you are probably thinking right now, BENZAGA. Why would you put such an obvious thing as number 1? Be original, but you can't avoid it. Trains are just like the single greatest material thing in the world. Like, I can't think of anything else that surpasses trains in uniqueness, coolness. There's so many different types of trains, as many car types as you think there are. There's sedans, coupes, ponies, fastbacks, all that, SUVs, minivans. There's more types of trains, and there's gonna be infinitely more types of trains as we go into the future. I also like looking at the abandoned trains in like the forest, the desert, wherever. This video was low-key just an excuse to go on a anti-rant saying how I love trains. I don't know what's the word for an anti-rant. Something like I just like trains. I just wanted to make a video talking about trains, and this was my excuse. Yeah.